I said, Mom, how am I going to know who the traitors are? She goes, it's easy, Dolores. Evil can't stay with evil.
What's up, InStyle? We're the cast of Traitors.
Traitors 3.
Is it 3?
And we're going to open some fan mail today.
This should be exciting. Do you want to go first?
No,
Go first.
ladies first.
Ladies first? Okay, fine.
The messiest group of traitors ever.
And I love every bit of it.
Where is the lie? We're so messy.
I know that there's only 2 prior seasons of the Traitors, but typically you're not going for each other this quickly.
They have to understand we didn't know that was going on. Now it makes sense, like why we couldn't predict any murders, why it felt like there was no strategy. It was because the traitors were at each other.
Organized chaos. That's the best way to describe us. It's not oil and water, it's oil, water, a little vinegar, some herbs.
When I was on my way to Scotland, I said, Mom, how am I going to know who the traitors are? She goes, it's easy, Dolores. Evil can't stay with evil.
Maybe that's the inherent difference of being a faithful and a traitor is when you're a faithful, you know that you're gonna win with other faithfuls at the end. Where a traitor has that little dangling fruit that's like, I could take all this to myself and it's badass if I do it.
Gotta put my glasses on.
Put your readers on.
All right, Bob Harper is in full Thom Browne every single time he is on camera. I'm living #Traitors. That's true, and I'm in full on Thom Browne right now. I like his clothes because they're refined, they're a bit rigid. I feel powerful, and let me tell you, being on Traitors, you needed to find some sort of confidence. The very first day I was there and I had that tweed Thom Browne coat, people were saying, oh, you're really giving Alan Cumming a run for his money. I'm like, oh, no, not at all. Alan gives costumes. I give looks.
Every season, I feel like the bar gets a little higher, and people get more into it. And I was really excited about bringing the whole Scottish murder mystery vibe. I love a theme.
You were a standout to me. There's one thing to just have all the money in the world and buy, top designers and play that, but it's a whole other thing to have actual style.
And very approachable price points. There's possibly a Forever 21 tag on something that I wore.
No, do one, it's just you now.
Oh. Carolyn, saying the only 2 people she wants to murder are Danielle and Rob is all of us right now. Yeah, absolutely. When I say that, and I can just feel it, and it takes me back watching because it's like, yes, I want to literally murder you. I don't want to talk about who am I gonna murder today? Who are we gonna, because I don't give a I just don't want either one of you. I was so mad.
I knew she was pissed. I don't expect too many fans. This game got my girl Danielle dizzy, for real. She's all over the place and she knows it. So many bad moves, starting with turning on Carolyn. Sorry, girl. Wonder if she actually ever saw Carolyn's season of Survivor. It was beautiful. Don't get distracted by her mannerism. Carolyn's got game. Yes, Tanya, preach. I believe you. Yes, I am messy. Yes, I'm all over the place. And it's a chaotic mess, but I couldn't give you guys the real Danielle when she's all calm, cool, and collected, because that's what you guys expect. So being messy and chaotic is what kept me kind of under the radar with the traitors. I know on the screen it seems like, oh, she's such an obvious traitor, but I did things on purpose to build faith in the faithfuls. I worked hard in doing that. Some people can do it more naturally where they are a little chaotic and a little all over the place, and they seem to blend in just fine. So I think as much as you guys watch the show, you have to appreciate what we're doing.
I've read some messed up things about me when I played Survivor, and it usually is pretty personal, whether I'm on drugs or I'm crazy or mental or what's wrong with me. It's not about my gameplay. It's always, what the hell is wrong with her? Nothing's wrong with me. So it's been fun to see the impersonations. I never knew I talked or sounded like that, but I'm aware of my faces. It's not something that I can control or I try to. It's always been there where people are like, you need to contain it. I do have weird faces, which don't make me feel cute on a lot of the things, but it's fine. It's I'm not out there to be cute.
She's an underdog. She's been an underdog her whole life, and it shows up on camera. And she's smart and a fighter. So I think it's very easy for the audience to clue in on that and cheer for her.
Hopefully they know now that none of the housewives are traitors and they can leave Dolores alone so that she can slime through the competition and be the first housewife to win the Traitors.
Why slime through?
I guess I got lucky that they didn't kill me, or maybe I don't know why they saved me for last. Like, if I was thinking like a cop, I'm like, okay, now you just killed all my friends and you're saving me for last. Where I come from, it's a bad thing to be the last one standing. I actually at one point say, I think I have to go back to street smart school because I was fooled quite a bit here. I have a lot of instinct, a lot of gut instinct about people when I meet them, but this was a different animal, so you never know.
Oh, got War and Peace on this. Hold on.
The gamers just wanting to get rid of the housewives is so annoying, and there's no reason for it.
It's like they just say housewives just due to the name. There's no strategy behind getting rid of the housewives.
The three-girl alliance was stronger than the housewives. Derek and Wes are stronger than the housewives. Why don't the Traitors ever want to get them out?
Traitors just see housewives and be like, yep, they have to go.
Why do y'all think the housewives are so weak? Dorinda said they were like a mafia, yes?
Everybody's jealous of a housewife.
Them ladies ride hard together.
I'm almost offended saying that we weren't strong. Like, I'm offended because I'm used to being a very strong personality. Housewives are very strong.
I don't know about you, but did you want to face the housewife at the round table?
I did! Not at the round table.
Who's the leader of housewives? Dorinda.
Try to be the mother that you don't want to get rid of. The hostess with the mostest.
And Dorinda would have got them together, and all she had to do was say our name one time, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus Bob H. That's 5 people, and your ass is banished at the round table. I don't know why y'all can't seem to understand that alliance. That is the most scariest alliance of anybody. You haven't been slayed until you get slayed by a housewife. That's the fact, Carolyn.
And I disagree.
But we are not strong in strategic gaming, so it was really dumb. They wasted all those kills, important kills, on people that wouldn't have figured them out anyway.
She wasn't playing dumb. She wasn't. Dorinda was not. I do believe, same with Ian. Ian was not playing stupid.
Ian was
She had no
on to
idea.
Bob the drag queen.
I think Robin's a perfect example of that.
Multiple people were like, "Are you a lawyer?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a housewife." You know what I mean? I'm like,
She was very, like, would argue with so much conviction, but it was a lot of time not right.
The Traitors should have used her like a dog.
Yeah.
I think that Phaedra made such an impact in the previous season that everyone was so concerned about the housewives. I think Bob the drag queen was very concerned about the housewives.
Don't come for the housewives, honey. We are not a game.
I'm not saying it was strategy. I'm just saying they ride hard together. That's 4 votes. Then you got Bob H. That's 5 votes. 5. So you take out the voice. Who was the voice? Dorinda.
I wanted to be in with the housewives, and they just kept frickin' dying. It wasn't even an option.
Oh, here we go. When Danielle voted for me, my heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. I can't lie.
Oh, I cried too.
The tears I cried for Danielle were real. That one hurt me the most.
It was a true blindside. I was not expecting that to go down. And so I had to keep it together. It was not a fun moment to watch. I kept visualizing myself in the desert, surrounded by cactuses, just so I would not give any emotion.
Even though, like, we both knew, you still felt blindsided.
I did not know. See, the thing is, when you watch it, Boston Rob gathered us, yes, and he said, Bob the drag queen's name is going down. And I immediately said, no. It's okay. We got Nikki, and then we don't kill Sierra, and then we banish Sierra the next day. And I go off in the castle thinking that's the deal. But then y'all continue the conversation, so I did not know. I knew this name was going down.
Which wasn't much different from what he said to us.
I did not know that it was going down like that.
To me, a blindside is when you have, like, literally no idea, and I know that was the plan. Yes, it was last minute. Yes, it still was a shock, because it's like, how is this going to be pulled off? But it was obvious, like, it's absolutely, he's got the votes for this. I don't see it as a blindside when it's
I think
someone
you don't
telling.
see it because you and Boston Rob continued the conversation when I wasn't there. It was a blindside to me because I had no clue. And I'm just telling you, I was completely off the rails. You can tell by my confessionals, I'm looking like Tammy Faye Baker with raccoon eyes because I was blindsided.
Okay, waiting for Danielle to recruit Britney as a traitor. Britney's too quiet to be a good faithful. I'm still waiting for her to activate, like, please, mama. Being quiet is a strategy. Not being caught saying the wrong thing to the wrong person is a strategy. You can see time and time again on the show how someone says, I'm sus on Danielle, and then the next day they're murdered, Jeremy.
Britney's played a really under the radar game, but she's so funny on screen, so she's so easy to root for.
You underestimate her.
However, I was very vocal in commentary. The diary room of the castle, I was very vocal, and unfortunately, this program just doesn't allow for a lot of commentary. You're gonna have to take that up with the team.
She was quiet at those roundtables, so as soon as she speaks in one of those confessionals, it's like, man.
Yeah.
She must have diaried every night as a kid and just carried that onto the show.
Britney, who I loved, respected, knew from Big Brother, my whole thinking was, she is really quiet, which makes her sus. And I'm like, she must be a really good traitor, but like, you just never know.
It's so much harder than it looks.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Dylan Efron to be one of the smartest and intuitive players on Traitors. That man is more than just a pretty face, okay? When I came into this game, I was dead set on just being quiet at the round tables, especially in the beginning. But once you're at that round table and you see people ganging up on your friends that you believe are telling the truth, it makes you want to speak up. So I didn't play the strategy I went into the game with at all. The expectations for me were so low that if I went into this game and just was able to speak a cohesive sentence, then people are going to be like, oh, that guy actually has a brain. I'm definitely getting the benefit of very low expectations and just hitting the bar.
Dylan was like my Frankie away from home.
Frankie has the biggest heart. He says his prayers, he cleans his room, he helps me.
And he reminded me of Frankie. He's so good, he's so pure. I will fight you. I will hurt you if you think you're gonna say something mean to my Dylan.
I knew I could trust Dolores, and trust in life is so important. And when you find someone you can trust, you lean into it. In the castle, it's even more important. And I knew from the very beginning, I could just tell Dolores anything. She had to hear so many bad theories of mine.
If he killed me and he was a traitor, I would have rather been killed by somebody that I really liked than somebody I just got played for a fool by. You know what I mean?
I do feel like if Rob wanted to try and gain some trust back from Danielle and Carolyn, he should have let them dictate who gets murdered. You guys, those murders, we all have to agree. We're up late doing busy work. It's exhausting killing people that late.
Do we want to be in there all night?
No.
Early on, it ain't worth fighting for Dorinda. It doesn't matter who frickin' goes that early. It's just a bunch of random people.
Right. We got to the point where, like, we would say a name, we discuss. Some people weren't good at discussing. Some people were great at discussing.
Who wasn't great at discussing?
Some people weren't articulate. And to quote a legend of Survivor, Sandra, long as it ain't me.
Thanks for opening some fan mail.
Thank you for fan mailing with us.
Be sure to stream the Traitors on Peacock.